lets me in. Hey now, look at you, turning gray to blue. One sweet smile from you, and the sky comes through. Oh, sway in the sunshine, sway all day. Sway in the sunshine, make my blues run away. La 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 la, hold tight. La 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 la, feel fine. Sway in the sunshine, sway in the sunshine. Ice in a glass of lime, sweat on a laughing face. Grandma on the front step, rocking that same old pace. Pots on the stove go bum, somebody starts to sing. Even the stray dog knows this is a happy thing. Hey now, take my hand, spin me where you stand. One sweet word from you, and I understand. Sway in the sunshine, sway all day. Sway in the sunshine, make my blues run away. La 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 la, hold tight. La 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 la, feel fine. Sway in the sunshine, sway in the sunshine. If the clouds roll by, we let them pass. Shake off the worry, kick it in the grass. You and me, we glow easy as a smile. Stay right here with me just a little while. Sway in the sunshine, sway all day. Sway in the sunshine, make my blues run away. La 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 la, hold tight. La 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 la, feel fine. Sway in the sunshine, sway in the sunshine. Sway in the sunshine. Sway in the sunshine.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are sitting here in sunny Orlando, where we are going to be taking our second featured flight of the year from Orlando International up to Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport, my home airport. We are looking at the beautiful 737-800 in the One World American Airlines livery, and we are taking the Level Up version 2 out today. Now, we haven't had the opportunity to take this plane out for a featured flight yet this year. We had Around the Globe earlier this year. We had our first featured flight about a month ago, where we took out that brand new Flight Factor 777-300ER. And today I finally get to showcase Level Up version 2 here on the channel for you all. And I just have to say that this plane here will blow you away if you are not familiar with this product. Now, if you're part of the X-Plane 12 community and you've been a part of it for a while, you probably are very familiar with the Zibo mod. And the Zibo mod has always been a top tier freeware add-on plane, and the Level Up is right there with it. And what I have to say might be a little controversial, but I have to say that this plane here really has won me over the Zibo. The texturing, the engine sounds, both on startup and on takeoff, has just been absolutely taken whatever the Zibo mod has done and elevated it to a whole new level. And Today I want to showcase all that to you guys. And again, if this is something that is interesting to you in terms of adding to your sim, I will have the link in the description below for you to go ahead and grab this level up plane for yourself. So with that, friends, let's go ahead and get set up for today's flight. Like I said, we are sitting in here in sunny Orlando. It's about 10 a.m. this morning. We've got Realops running right now where we are loading up all of our baggage, looking at about 9,900 pounds of baggage being onboarded here. Passengers are currently getting on board, 180 in total. We're looking at 25,000 pounds of fuel to get us up to Minneapolis today. And then we're also looking at about an initial altitude of 32,000 feet. But we are expecting a step climb. I think we'll probably get up to around 36,000. And taking a look here at our map, we definitely are looking at some clear skies, and we will be having a pretty smooth flight, I think. So, yeah, you guys, I think, you know, looking at this beautiful One World American Airlines livery, this is one of my favorite liveries, you guys. It's absolutely phenomenal. The One World livery just stands out, I think, above all of the other liveries where it's the, you know, airline alliances that we see, and this is definitely one of my favorites. So I wanted to showcase that as well for you guys today as we are taking our first flight out here in the Level Up version 2. All right, guys, so with that, we're going to go ahead and get started here. We'll get our FMCL programmed up. We'll call for clearance. We'll get all those things ready to rock and roll. And so let's go ahead and jump into the cockpit. All right, everybody, welcome into the cockpit of the 737-800. First things first, we're going to go down to the FMC. We'll get our zero fuel weight typed in. It's going to be 133.2 on the zero fuel weight today. Very good. We'll throw that in right there. Our reserve fuel today is going to be 2,000 pounds, and our cost index is going to be 67. And then our cruise altitude today, as we talked about earlier, is going to be 32,000 feet with a possible step climb. However, we'll just stay at 32,000 feet for the first little bit. And then our cruise winds today, 293 at 43. And then our outside air temperature is going to be 02. Very good. All right, so now we'll go over to our fuel plan, and we'll go 18.9 on the planned fuel. Very good. All right, so we're going to have our outside air temperature on takeoff entered in, and then we'll go over to our takeoff page, flaps 5 degrees, and then what we're going to do is go over to our second page here. We'll get our runway winds in, and the winds today are going to be at 060 at 10 degrees. Beautiful. All right, we'll go back over to our takeoff ref page. We'll go ahead and accept those V speeds, and then once we are all done with our boarding, we can go ahead and get our CG weights entered in. Lovely. All right, and then looks like Realops is doing its thing out here. We're getting the last little bit of cargo on, and you guys, you can see I'm using that Realops app right now. It's really been a great add-on to my sim, I have to say. Really have enjoyed it. I have a review video on my channel for it. It's still version 1 that I'm running. They may have done an update by now. I haven't really looked, to be honest with you, but definitely check out the review video and see if it's something you want to add into your sim. All right, so back here, we're going to start entering our flight plan in. I did call for clearance before hitting the record button for today's featured flight. So we're just going to go ahead and get everything in here for that. All right, so we are going to be on the Red Sox 1 departure today with the transition to Jeffries. And then we're going to go direct to Patoy. And then we're going to be on the airway Q116. And then we're going to be on Victor Lima Kilo. Let's see. Yeah, okay, did accept that. Okay, very good. It's not that inefficient fuel there. All right, so then we're going to go to Get Me. And then we're going to go Juliet 151. And then we're going to be going to STL. And just ignore that insufficient fuel for right now. IOW. And then from IOW, we're going to go to our arrivals page. And our arrival today is being set up for runway 30 left with the Bloom 4 transition and the Minoso, the Bloom 4 star with the Minoso transition. Very good. Now you see on my screen I'm not manipulating anything with a cursor. I've actually got the wind control Boeing FMC that I'm doing all of these plug-ins for. So very, very cool product, and highly recommend adding that to your sim if it's something that you would like to have as a peripheral. So, all right, so with that, let's just step through our flight plan here, make sure we don't have any discontinuities, and everything so far is looking good as we head north. We've got one right there. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Very good. And then as we make our way further north, as we get into the Minneapolis area, we've got one more here we got to get rid of. Very good. And then we see that our turn here is just how we want it, into runway 30 left into MSP this afternoon. Very, very good, friends. All right, so with that, flight plan is in. We're just waiting for the final passengers to get on board, cargo to get on board, and then we are ready to ask for our pushback. All right, while we wait for that, we'll go ahead and get things all set up here on the autopilot panel. We'll go to flight level 320, get that dialed in. And again, I am using my wind control autopilot panel to manipulate this. So again, you won't see that cursor on the screen. Again, a very handy tool. I actually have a photo on my page in the post. It's, I think, one of the very first posts I had posted on my channel of my sim setup. So if you want to see what my setup is, you can check that out as well. Let's see here. So we'll get the auto brake set to RTO for takeoff. We'll go up top here. We'll make sure that our pressurization panel is all set for 32,000 feet. Very nice. And we'll just make sure everything is looking good here for now. All right, our final passengers are on board. We have closed the front cabin door, and we are ready to push back out of Orlando on our way to Minneapolis. So let's go up front here. We'll go ahead and get that all ordered here for the pushback tug to come to our gate. And we're ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we are all set. We do have quite a bit of fuel with us here today. 25,000 pounds. We're going to need those center fuel pumps on. Oops, I did not. I did not detach the jetway. Just never mind. Keep going. It's all good. Our beautiful livery paint job may be a little affected by that, but you know what? Hey, I'm flying the plane here, right? I can't handle the gate operations as well. So, all right. All right, so engine number 2 over to ground. And then once we get to 25%, we'll go ahead and introduce that fuel. And then our cabin announcements will start here momentarily. All right, we have a good engine for engine number 2. Let's go up top. We'll get engine number 1 over to ground.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your attention. It's time to get you ready for takeoff. We know you have lots
So
of
as
choices.
we've just been kind of sitting up here in the
Thanks for
cockpit,
choosing
I hope you've been
American.
able to notice
Happy to
the
hear it.
texturing in this cockpit
Now you'll just
and just
follow
how
along
great
with me.
it
We'll be
looks.
on
I
our
mean,
way.
the Zeebo's great and all, but the level up planes really just enhance it. Really, really well done. I love the little details of like the dust on the PFD screens and
aboard. Before
just
we
the
depart,
FMC
there's some
screen and
important
everything. You know,
safety
you get that
instructions.
sunlight to hit it just right, and you kind of see all the fingerprints and the scratches and the dust and everything,
things
and
first,
it
let's
just
buckle
adds
those
so
belts.
much, and I
Insert
really
the
love
metal
that
end
attention to
into the
detail
buckle
by
and pull the strap
this
to
level
tight.
up team, and
To
just,
open,
you know, for it to
simply
be a
lift on the
freeware
top of the
plane to
buckle.
have that level of quality
And remember,
of details is
seatbelts
really
should be
exciting to
fastened
see.
wherever you're
And then of
seated,
course flight
just in
model is
case
right
of
there as well,
unexpected
right? The flight model
turbulence.
has to be really
To get
well
us on
done
our
in
way,
order for it
make
to
sure
be
your
an
seat is
aircraft
up,
that you want
all
to fly in your sim.
electronic devices are
And this
put
plane
away,
just
and
flies so well, and
straight
actually I've had some
down.
frustrations with the
If you have a
Zeebo
carry-on,
as of
push it
late,
all
and
the way under the
I don't
seat.
really know
If it won't
if
fit,
it's
place it in the overhead
myself causing the problems, but a lot of times when I land the Zeebo plane, it just does not feel as great as this plane does. So I've really kind of gotten away from flying the Zeebo because this level up plane has been just so phenomenal, and I really have not missed it since I've gone to the level up 737-800, the plane that we're flying here today. I used to fly the 700 and the 900 level up and then leave the Zeebo for whenever I wanted to fly the 800, and that worked out for quite a while. But I just got really frustrated after a while in how that Zeebo really handled, and honestly, I had a lot of problems with it. If I had to do a go-around, the plane would just kind of glitch out. And I want to say that it might have been because I was running an older version of it, not the most recent update. Just in forums that I've been, posting and things like that, that was kind of my conclusion. But the overall handling feel of these level up planes, I just feel so much better. So definitely much better experience for me, and so I've just kind of stuck with it, and I've been very happy with it so far. Alright, so let's get our flaps set here for takeoff. Flaps 5 degrees today. Test out those speed brakes, very good. And in just a moment we will go ahead and get our taxi clearance here to the gate. I'm running Say Intentions. Say Intentions has been a very good program all in all. I've had it now for 9 months, and I've really enjoyed the immersion that it brings to my sim. And I have to say, lately, this is being recorded in late April, so this flight will probably be out around mid-May. And I want to say that an update that I hear is coming out here any day now should be fixing this problem, but I want to be honest with everyone about experiences that I have on any of the products that I show on my channel. And while Say Intentions has been a great addition to my sim in terms of immersion and just everything that it brings, and I still highly recommend the product, but I've had issues with ATC dropping off, and I think I've even had some past videos on my channel where that has happened, where we'll be taxiing from the gates to the runway, we're on ground frequency, and we need to be switched over from ground over to tower, and it just kind of goes away, the whole entire communication. So you'll switch over to tower because no one is talking to you on ground anymore. You'll say your call sign and say, ground, this is, Delta, 3840, coming up on runway 30 left for departure, and it'll say nobody is listening. So you go over to tower because, no one is coming back to you on ground, and then it says as well, nobody's listening. I actually opened up a support ticket for it, and when I got a response back from the Say Intentions team, they told me that the reason why ATC was dropping off was because it was detecting that I was also connecting to the VATSIM network or an IVAO or a Pilot Edge. The thing is, if you know me, if you've watched my channel long enough, you know I don't use any of those programs. So I responded back to the ticket and I said, well, the program should not be detecting any of that because I don't use any of those programs. So maybe the glitch isn't necessarily that it's just losing its connection. Maybe it's in the fact that it thinks I'm connected to another network when I'm really not. I haven't heard anything back on that one. I don't know if I will. It said that if I responded to the ticket that they would open it back up. So maybe I'll get a response. But it's been things like that. And in the most recent update that they have announced coming out, it's actually, there's a specific line in there that says it addresses that issue. So I want to say that hopefully it's fixed. It's going to take several flights for me to determine whether that fix has actually been implemented or not. But it's been very frustrating as of late because you lose connection to your ATC and then you don't have it anymore. So something that they really need to focus on fixing, and hopefully they have with this most recent update. So let me know if you use Say Intentions, what your thoughts are. I'm just curious to see what other people think of it. I know AIATC has been a great thing to add to the sim, but we're also a little bit probably further away than where we want to be with it. So it's just one of those things that you just kind of put up with as they're continuing to try and improve their product. Alright, we're coming up on runway 36 right. We'll go ahead and ask Orlando Tower for takeoff clearance. Orlando Tower, American 2430, holding short runway 36 right, ready for departure.
American 2430, Orlando Tower, runway 36 right, wind 060 at 10, RNAV fax, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, American 2430. Alright, we are good to go. We'll advise the flight attendants to take a seat.
Runway 3.
And we are ready to get on out of Orlando, bound for Minneapolis, St. Paul. Alright, so as we are taking off here, I want you guys to really listen to these engine sounds. And if you've only flown the Zebo, you're going to hear a big difference. Some people like these engine sounds, how they've changed with the version 2. Some people don't. I really like the changes. I think they sound far better than the version 1 of the Level Up. So let me know what you think in the comments.
On runway 36 right, remaining 1,900 feet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to rock and roll. Throttles to 40%. And toga. Slight forward down pressure on the yoke.
knots.
80 knots or neutral.
Southwest 2588, holding short 17 right, ready for departure. Southwest 2588, winds 220 at 10, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff.
Rotate.
V1 and
Cleared for
rotate.
takeoff, 17 right, Southwest 2588.
Pause the rig, gear up, and whoa, is it windy.
Gear up.
Wow, that wind is just wanting to push us far off to the left here.
400.
Keep her level.
1,000.
American 2430, contact departure.
You can see how much aileron I'm putting into the wind here, just to keep our wings level as possible.
Southwest 4521, contact ground on 121.8.
Alright, we are on our way out of Orlando. You can see the city off to our left. We're just going to have to focus on this departure here, as it is quite windy coming from our right side. Listen to those engine sounds. Absolutely stunning engine sounds for a freeware project.
American 2430, Orlando departure, radar contact, climb via the SID.
Alright, we'll lock that landing gear. We are just getting knocked around by this wind. A little bit of a wing view climbing out. You can see on the wing here the little like livery texture issue. So if you're using a level up version 1 livery on a version 2, you're going to get that on your wings. So until these liveries get updated, you're going to have that. But honestly, it's just fine. It still looks absolutely great.
Orlando departure, American 904, 1,600, climbing 10,000. 10,000 vectors, J Wolf, and Alpha Horse, American 904. Crystal Air 85, radar contact, climb and maintain 11,110,000. Very fine.
Alright, so we're going to continue our turn off to the west, and we're going to follow that here for several miles before we start to venture north. So it's just the departure that was given to us out of Orlando this morning.
Departure, Beach Jet 0, Victor Juliet 2000.
Very common for this area to kind of do that dog leg and then head
0,
north.
Victor Juliet, radar contact, altitude restrictions canceled, maintain VFR
My assumption is it has to just do with all the air traffic.
Beach Jet 0 Victor Juliet.
And then we do have an altitude hold here at 7,000 feet for just a few miles. 5 miles to be exact. So we're going to hold at 7,000, and then we will continue our climb once we get past our next waypoint.
Direct access cleared for the ILS runway 33 approach. Descend and maintain 2,000 feet until established. Descending to 2,000 clear for the ILS 33 approach. Clear 368.
Alright, 10,000 feet, landing lights, runway turn-off lights can go off, wing lights, wheel lights, logo light can all come off. And we are looking good here, friends, on our climb out of Orlando, on our way to Minneapolis St. Paul International. Take a look at this beautiful livery here one more time now from the air. And yeah, isn't that just an incredible looking aircraft? I absolutely love this American Airlines One World livery. So, alright guys, well with that, I'm going to leave you here for the intermission. We are going to be climbing to our initial cruise of 32,000 feet, and we will be on the ground in Minneapolis in just over 3 hours time. See you on the flip side.
Wake up, sun on my shoulder, coffee cup, dancing steam. Bare feet on a cool tile kitchen, today tastes sweet to me. Little kid laughing in the doorway, neighbor waves from across the way. Got no goal, got no worries, still I feel so rich today. I got the good feeling, rolling in like a bright green wave. Every little thing just healing, wash my trouble away. I got the good feeling, heart so light I could float all day. If you want a little piece of this joy now, come and sing it my way. Hey! Old bike, rust on the handle, still ride smooth down the road. Palm trees doing their slow dance like they already know. Friends call, come by the corner, plastic chairs and a story or two. Pass that smile like we passed that bottle. What I got, I share with you. I got the good feeling, rolling in like a bright green wave. Every little thing just healing, wash my trouble away. I got the good feeling, heart so light I could float all day. If you want a little piece of this joy now, come and sing it my way. Oh yeah. Maybe rain comes later, clouds can cover the blue. But even when the sky feels heavy, I'll keep a little sun for you. I got the good feeling, rolling in like a bright green wave. Every little thing just healing, wash my trouble away. I got the good feeling, heart so light I could float all day. If you want a little piece of this joy now, come and sing it my way.
Alright everybody, welcome back. After the intermission, we have just passed 15,000 feet on our descent into Minneapolis this afternoon. It has been an absolute beautiful flight. Very nice weather the entire way up here. We are going to be expecting light winds here coming into Minneapolis as well this afternoon. Clear skies, just a little high altitude clouds, but nothing to affect our landing in any sort of way. So we're coming up now on 14,000 feet. We are going to be just making our way to about the 10,000 altitude mark here in just a little bit. We'll hold there for just a little bit as we then will again start a descent back into the Minneapolis area. We are on the Balloon 4 arrival with the Minoso transition. So we're coming up from our southern track here to runway 30 left this afternoon. Alright, as we are making our descent here, I just want to also take time to talk about this airplane and the leveled up version 2 that we are flying here today. And if you have not gotten your hands on this freeware product for X-Plane 12, definitely recommend picking it up. First off, it's free, so you got nothing to lose. And I think if you're a version 1 user but haven't made your way over to version 2 yet, I think you have to really go ahead and make that transition here very soon. I think the engine sounds in version 2 are going to be much more improved for you, and the overall handling, the texturing of the cockpits, the overall just everything outside texturing of this plane is really well done. Really enjoy my time in this plane, and I have to say I have a better time with this plane than the Zibo with all things considered when it comes to how it hand flies, the 4K to 8K texturing, and it's just really been a really pleasant plane to fly. So really one of my favorites and my favorite go-tos. And I also use the wind control FMC, and I use the wind control Boeing autopilot panel, which are compatible with all variants of this plane as well. So it really kind of brings my entire cockpit setup to life, being able to fly this plane. So really recommend it. If you are on the Airbus and you haven't made your way over to Boeing and you are thinking about doing so, this is a great place to learn. First off, again, financially speaking, you're not investing any of your money into it. It's just your time, and it's a great plane to learn everything on. This is actually, I learned on the Zibo, but I learned on the 737-800 everything that I know to this date. So this plane will always be special to me, just in that sense that this is the plane that really allowed me to fall in love with this hobby and aviation in general. So really recommend it. I haven't really seen as of late any updates. They very well could have a recent update. This is being recorded in the month of April of 2026. So by the time you're watching this, I would just make sure that you're getting the most recent updated version downloaded, making sure it's compatible with the latest update of the sim. But overall, you guys, I think this plane really is just, it's fantastic for a freeware product, and I would not want to steer anybody anywhere else. If you're only a Microsoft flyer, you would have the PMDG 737 option. But over here in X-Plane, we have both the Zibo and the Level Up, which are fantastic freeware products. And I just think the Level Up has a little bit more over the Zibo, and maybe over time that will change, and I'll go back to the Zibo and with more updates on the Zibo side. But the texturing, the hand flying of this plane, I think it just overall does a really nice job beating out the Zibo. So either way though, both are fantastic products. I recommend both. This is just my personal preference. Alright, we are just a few miles now from our turn on to final. You can see our airport here off to the left, and we're going to be landing on 30 left here into Minneapolis this afternoon. And we've gotten our clearance here coming in from ATC, so we're pretty much good to go as we are going to make this turn. So landing speed today will be 143 on approach, and that'll get us down nice and smoothly into our designated runway. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get some flaps extended here to 5 degrees, start bleeding off some of the speed, let that plane's nose dip down a little bit, and so we'll keep on our descent. flaps 10 degrees. And then as we start making our turn, we're going to see the runway off in front of us. We'll go ahead and advise that cabin, make sure the flight attendants have been seated. Alright, and there is our runway. Alright, so we're 9 miles out. We have a little bit of extra speed right now that I want to see. So we're just going to go ahead and extend those flaps one more time here. We'll go 15 degrees. And then again, that'll start bleeding off more of that speed.
Tower, American 2430. Good afternoon. Established on the ILS runway 30 left approach.
If we don't see it bleeding off of that, we're going to go ahead and drop our landing gear. We'll go ahead and drop it now. We are at 2,500 feet, so standard operating procedure. We'll go ahead and do that anyway. And then that'll really start getting that drag out there. Alright friends, we are set up here for landing. 3 hours and 14 minutes into the flight. We are coming down here into Minneapolis. 3 green. We are dead on approach here for our glide slope. Coming into runway 30 left. We got that speed bleeding off. We'll go ahead and enter in our final landing speed of 143. Very good. We are ready to rock and roll here and get this plane down to the ground.
Contact ground on 127.9 or 25. Heavy contact departure.
Contact departure, Rocket 5755 heavy.
If you are wondering, this is all default scenery except for that Xcodr Designs Airport Enhancement 2.0. So when we get down to the ground, you're going to see a lot of extra runway textures, taxi textures, a lot more objects all around the airport. And that is from the Xcodr Design Airport Enhancement 2.0. I just did release a review video a few weeks back on that on the channel, so please check that out if you are interested. It's a $22.95 add-on, but it's a one-time purchase, and it enhances all of your default airports in X-Plane 12, and it basically makes the ground textures look like all of your airports are paper quality. And it'll also add in new buildings and also add in objects all around the airports, from new tugs to conveyor belts, all those incredible things that you like to see as you are spending time at these airports to and from. So really recommend that product. Alright, so we'll go ahead and save my airplane, autopilot out, and let's do it.
4908, hold short of runway 22.
Hold short of 22, Endeavor 4908.
Delta 2967, contact
A
departure
little
on
bit of wind here
124.7.
from our right. Okay, we're 3 white, 1 red. Now 2 white, 2 red. Very good. Keep on that path.
Skywest 4236, cross runway 22.
500.
Crossing 22, Skywest 4236.
Continue.
400.
Landing.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ooh, nice and soft. All right. Bursters out. Keep her center line. Nice landing right there. It looks like we were landing a little long. However, I'm looking over at my other monitor here onto Lambda, and I can see right away that the touchdown zone, and I'm going to talk about this here a little bit here as we vacate off the runway. Because because I want to talk about this with the X-Plane 12 community, and I want to know if anyone else has experienced this in their sim. But with the default scenery, I a lot of times tend visually to look to land long on the runway. So we'll go ahead and taxi right on here, we'll vacate off here to the right, and then we'll make our way over to the gates here once we're all good. Good APU going, all that. Okay, so what I was saying, with the default scenery in X-Plane 12, I feel like the landing markings on the runways are too close to one another. And the reason why I really feel that way is because when I land into sceneries that are pay-where airports, I never feel like I'm floating it, or do I float it. It's all about, took that a little too wide. But when I land into an airport with just default scenery, it feels like those hash marks are real close together, and so you end up landing long. However, if I pull up my Volanta here, what I'm going to show you is where the Volanta network is showing that where I touched down. And it basically is saying that I touched down within the touchdown zone. But then when I go back and watch the replay or whatever, and here's the map, so you see where our marker is here. Look, so we have one more marker still to go, but in the sim it showed we went past those last two. So I want to know if anyone else has experienced that, or if anyone has noticed that, or if it bugs them, whatever it is. Please let me know, because I haven't ever seen anyone else talk about it, and maybe this is just me, but when the fact that Volanta shows me all the time that I'm landing within that touchdown zone, and then I go into the sim and it's not the case, it's a little frustrating. So just wondering if anyone else has had that issue. Okay, we'll go ahead and get our APU bleed on, and APU is fully up and running. So yeah, just let me know. It's something that I've always noticed with X-Plane 12. I don't remember necessarily having that issue in X-Plane 11, but with X-Plane 12 especially, I just want to say that those runway markings are so close together in the sim, and then when you go to match that with the network, you know, touchdown landing, it shows that you're right where you need to be. So just wondering if anyone else has ever experienced that. Okay, so let's get to our gate. We are going to be taking a right here. We're going to be going to the American Airlines gates here at MSP. Runway turn-off lights can come off. And then I'm going to take a look and see what was our landing rate. Let's see, our landing rate was a -79. That was really good. Alright, so we're going to park here. We're going to go... Yeah, we'll just get our lights all good here so that we were not blinding anyone here coming into the gate area. We're going to go down here to the gate after this little CRJ, or whatever he is. Maybe he's a ERJ. But we're going to go ahead and turn into here.
Ground Delta 163, taxi to parking.
Delta 163, taxi to parking via Yankee Whiskey 10, hold short.
So you can kind of see all of the vehicles here. So the de-icing truck sitting right there, these belts off here to our right of our nose, the tug truck you know, right in front of us, those are all objects implemented into the sim. You kind of see that red, I don't really know what that object is, but whatever that is added in by this Xcodr design airport enhancement. So you can see how much extra details and just ground clutters added in by this enhancement mod. So very, very nice. Love to see it. Alright, we are good to go. We'll put the park brake on, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. We'll go ahead and turn engine number 2, engine number 1 to off. We'll go up top here. Seatbelt signs can go to off, and the no smoking sign can go off. We'll go ahead and turn all of our fuel pumps except for the forward off. We'll go up here and get the window heats off, probe heats off, and we'll get that over to AP Gen. And awesome. Okay, now over here to the EFB. Ground services, we'll set those chocks, and then we will go ahead and go up to yep, there we go, with that jetway attached.
Whiskey 8, Whiskey Delta 2749er.
And then we'll go ahead and start Realops. Again, if you are interested in Realops, I have a review video on the channel. Please check it out. It's been a great add to the sim as well, kind of adding in those ground operations. We'll go ahead and start that service, get that going. We'll go back here and we'll get the, let's see, let's get the doors open. Let's get the front entry door open, the cargo doors open, so we can go ahead and start deplaning and getting the cargo off. So, perfect. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the One World American Airlines 737-800 livery in all its glory here in sunny Minneapolis, St. Paul International. And with that, that'll bring this featured flight to a close. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Again, if you are interested in anything you're seeing within the video in terms of add-ons, it's all been listed. I'll put links to it in the description. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I will help you out in any way possible so we can go ahead and get those implemented into your sim as well. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you here, and until next time, I'll see you up in the skies.
Pots on the stove go bump, somebody starts to sing. Even the stray dog knows this is a happy thing. Hey now, take my hand, spin me where you stand. One sweet word from you, and I understand. Sway in the sunshine, sway all day. Sway in the sunshine, make my blues run away. La 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 la, hold tight. La 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 la, feel fine. Sway in the sunshine. Sway in the sunshine. If the clouds roll by, we let them pass. Shake off the worry, kick it in the grass. You and me, we glow easy as a smile. Stay right here with me just a little while. Sway in the sunshine, sway all day. Sway in the sun.